Resources. Good morning, Mr. Varelidis.
Καλημέρα.
Over to you. We'd like to hear, to listen to your introductory remarks so that we have a full house of Secretary General remarks on the subject matter discussed today. Thank you very much as well for the invitation. The speakers before me have covered to a greater extent, if not fully, the subject at issue. On my part, I would like to add that in reality, the two pillars of modern European environmental approach are climate change and circular economy. Along this axis, we have to move, and there are, of course, overlaps between these two factors. Wind turbines are, of course, part of a strategy to reach a climate-neutral Europe going forward. And if you allow me to link the wind turbine, the wind farm issue with today's politics, I would dare to say that wind turbines are also part of an approach to become independent of fossil fuels, of oil, of gas, given, of course, the constraints of wind turbines because of weather conditions and external factors. Without doubt, it is necessary to scale up renewable energies in our energy mix as soon as possible. The crisis evolving over the past months and reaching their climax over the last days demonstrate this need in the most prominent way, and we should all take action into this direction. Of course, we all taking part in today's discussion know very well that wind turbines, although the local people are very aware of the positive impact. There is very much reaction to wind farm projects being developed, and this is also evident in the technical studies being promoted, and also vis-à-vis the regulative actions that are to follow. Wind farm installation are one of the points of contention with local societies and non-government organizations and other stakeholders. Once wind turbines reach their end of life, they should obviously be managed in the most efficient way in terms of their waste. We follow, of course, the management approach for construction in terms of the foundation. In terms of wind turbine blades, since they are made of composite materials, they are nearly impossible to recycle. This is a reality that we need to face. And please let me tell you that I have my doctoral thesis was on composite materials. So I'd say that I'm fully aware of the reality. Composite materials are non-recyclable. They are made of epoxy resins. which, of course, cannot be heated up and recycled.
σε
Well,
τεχνολογικές λύσεις
if we move on to other technological solutions such as thermoplastic matrices, it might be easier to recycle, but still the presence of fibers in the polymers make it very much difficult to recycle them. And we should opt in for dissolution as dissolution, and the cost rises significantly. There are some solutions high up in the hierarchy of actions, such as wind turbine blade repurposing in order to make benches, etc. But this may not be a massive approach unless we decide to replace all benches with wind turbine blades. Well, I mean that technologically wise, we should look into whether the chemical recycling, which in terms of regulation is not recycling, might be a way out of the problem. In any case, once wind turbines reach their end of life, should be collected and managed in an environmentally proper way. To do that, the concept put forward also in the updated action plan on circular economy is to investigate together with Manolis Grafakos and his department whether it could be introduced or it could be part of the extended producer responsibility, and on the basis of the pollutant pays principle, we might reach a scheme whereby at the end of life of a wind turbine, the producer should ensure that the produced waste is managed in a proper manner. This is, of course, subject to investigation, and institutional intervention is also necessary. As a point of start, we were thinking about launching, together with the Hellenic Recyclable Society, into launching a study, a case study to find out whether it is possible, and then talk about whether it can be regulated in terms of institutions or in terms of a ministerial decision, as is the case with other products which are part of the extended producer responsibility scheme. Well, on the subject matter, I guess this is what I can bring into discussion, and let me add that we are trying to deal in a balanced way with the issue of wind turbines installed in sensitive regions, in places where there is reaction and opposition from NGOs and local government. We're also considering environmental licensing issues, so that licensing can move in a can be stepped up, can move forward faster in the foreseen way, so that we are fair against all stakeholders and say yes where yes should be said, and say no where no should be said, and actually fast and with legal sanctity. Thank you very much.